Well, the situation in Darjeeling is said to be quite severe. Latest visuals of landslides are also showing that several roads that are connecting Darjeeling have been completely blocked because of these landslides. Now, many tourists have been stuck in Darjeeling because bridges as well as roads have been completely washed away. Tea gardens have also been completely affected because of the flash floods. Dreamy tourist destinations have turned into a nightmare as relentless rainfall triggered landslides, sweeping away homes, blocking highways, and leaving hundreds of tourists stranded. Now, at least 25 people, including children, have lost their lives while many others are injured. Major roads, including NH55 and NH10, remain blocked, cutting off several remote areas as well. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has called a high-level meeting and opened a 24/7 control room and is monitoring the situation at North Bengal region. She urged tourists to stay put until rescue teams can evacuate them safely. Darjeeling police have also issued advisories asking stranded visitors to contact authorities if they need help. Popular tourist spots including Tiger Hill and Batasia Loop remain closed and toy train services have been suspended. Rescue and relief operations are underway with administration, police and disaster response teams deployed across the affected areas. The picturesque hills of Darjeeling, known as the Queen of Hills, now stands silent. It's shrouded in fog and fear as the region reels from one of its worst rain-related disasters in recent years. In fact, we are now joined in by Deepak Diwan, a senior journalist, as well as Probir Pramanik, senior journalist from West Bengal. Both of them have, in fact, joined us right away. Deepak Diwan, coming first to you, what could have led to this kind of disaster in Darjeeling? There are several reports saying that it could be because of deforestation, uncontrolled construction activity that has boomed over there because of the tourist inflow. Are these the reasons that led to this kind of tragedy?
Well, you can't blame nature for it, whether it's construction or deforestation. But the thing is, the fact is that it has rained and it has rained excessively. And this being the tourist season, you never expect rain during the month of October in Darjeeling. With the result you have, it's flooded with the tourists. See, tourists from West Bengal, those who travel all the way to North India, like Uttarakhand or Shimla or other places, they decided not to go there because of the recent flooding there. So instead, they all went to the places nearby. With the result, Darjeeling was flooded with the tourists when this thing happened, and this is the rain has created havoc. I mean, I must tell you the pictures which are going for collapse. This bridge is on at Dudia, and it's over the river called Balasan, which connects Siliguri and Mirik. The link between Siliguri and Mirik has been snapped. The road between Siliguri and Kodasiong is also snapped. The link between Sikkim and Kalimpong is also snapped. And Darjeeling Siliguri traffic resumed yesterday late in the afternoon, partially, so that some of the stranded tourists are being taken to Siliguri by road. At the same time, what you also have said, the Chief Minister told tourists not to do any evacuation in panic, stay put where they are so that the state government can make arrangements slowly and evacuate them. But the thing is, Darjeeling has been under this kind of pressure from the nature. 2 years ago also you saw that thing happening. Similar situation in some other areas of Darjeeling. In fact, it's not only Darjeeling, the neighboring country, Nepal, which borders with Darjeeling, has also seen the rain havoc, which has been more than 50 times. So, what is the worst is then, it's a continuous rain, which hampers the evacuation or relief operations. So, in fact, the death toll, which is now, we are told that it is about 25. After we search operations carry on, maybe this may increase also. Yes.
Well, we are also joined in by Probir Pramanik, senior journalist from West Bengal. Probir Pramanik, is this the worst rain disaster that Darjeeling has seen?
No, this is a disaster that echoes the region's most haunting memory. The one in 1968, the landslide which took place in Darjeeling and Sikkim. It was a landslide catastrophe. When 4 days of continuous rainfall between October, mind you, these dates are very important, between October 2nd and October 5th, triggered hundreds of landslides that swept away bridges and claimed more than 1,000 lives. The famous Anderson Bridge at the Tista Bazaar was washed away during this landslide and the floods, subsequent floods. Now, even residents of Tista, even today, recall the fury of the 1968 landslides and floods. So I think this is again this is another memory. It also revives the memory of the recent memories of October 2023, when Sikkim witnessed another calamity, the South Lonak Lake cloudburst, which led to a glacial lake outburst flood. The Tista Dam 3 at Chungthung, North Sikkim, was destroyed within minutes, and the water level downstream surged by more than 20 feet, flooding districts of Sikkim and North Bengal. Well, over 92 people had died, and the floods even reached as far as Bangladesh.
So we are looking at a very, if you look for Sikkim, North Bengal and North Bangladesh, we are looking at a very ecologically sensitive area, a very weather disaster prone area.
Yeah, very fragile, very fragile. See, there are other factors also. You have a lot of rivers in the Himalayas that also drains down to this region, okay, and ultimately reaches Bangladesh.
All right. Let me in fact get Deepak Diwan as well. Deepak Diwan, now we understand this area to be quite fragile. We understand that it has had a history with rough weather as well. Even now we don't have a warning system of sorts to get to the people on the ground. Is that the situation?
Well, warning our meteorologists that there have been time to time forecasts about the weather, and yellow alert to orange alert, but people have to take it seriously. But at the same time, you cannot control the nature's havoc created by the nature. See, nobody expected such heavy rain in this month. As I said, like last month, you've seen the entire North India was under the grip of such flash floods or cloudbursts and all that, whereas Himachal, Uttarakhand, or even Jammu and Kashmir. And if you look at the northeast also, Manipur had the severe column, the floods caused by the rain. Mizoram also had landslides. So all over, see, the thing is, the soil here is not solid rock. It is a soft soil, which gets affected very soon. And without with continuous rain, it's difficult. Now you see all the bridges have given away, the roads have collapsed. So that shows that, that the soil and the ecology of the region is affected by whether it's deforestation or the excessive vehicular traffic on the road. I think this has to be monitored and checked.
Well, Prabir Pramanik, in fact, what Deepak Diwan is saying is that, it needs to be monitored and checked. But one huge question comes over here. Flooding has been always a phenomenon for the plains. Now, we are seeing a series of floodings in the hilly regions, places that are supposed to have a proper kind of a channel where water drains out. But you're seeing flooding in those regions as well. And coupled with that comes the landslides, the worst part of it is that or rather the dangerous part of it has been the landslides that come to cover entire villages or destroy entire towns as such. Do you see climate change in action in these hilly regions resulting in these kind of floodings?
See, it's a combination of climate change as well as, it's a man-made disaster to a large extent, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, there has been unplanned deforestation, and then there has been a lot of construction activities. So the topsoil that grips that is just washed away every year. It is a very highly rainfall prone area. This is not okay, we have in certain years we have more rain than the others, okay, than the previous year. So the catchment area has been affected so much that, as you say, we don't see the proper drainage. Okay, we don't see the proper drainage, and it is another phenomenon that you just mentioned. We are seeing flooding, just like what we see in the plains.
Deepak Devan, before we close the show, what is your advice to those people who are dealing with such situations? Because now everyone is dealing with the current situation, but this needs a long-term plan. What can we do to avoid such a situation? Of course, it cannot be done when nature is at its fury, but to some extent, even with regard to a warning system.
See, especially when you talk about the hills, every time we have such disasters or incidents, accidents, we say we should plan the construction, we should control the construction to the hills, but everybody forgets after that. So it's a time that, it's high time that they plan out, make a roadmap, and have a city planning body to govern or to monitor the construction on the river sides, river beds, and the drainage. All this has to be monitored. I don't know when will this process begin. Till that process begins, I think we will be able to continue. We will continue to see these kind of incidents happening in the country, especially in the hills.
All right. With that, in fact, thank you, gentlemen, for in fact giving us an idea about what exactly was happening with regard to the situation in Darjeeling alone. Several tourists have been, in fact, stuck in these regions because of the heavy rain that has fallen on them. These visuals, in fact, coming in from our news agencies, as well as some of them, in fact, putting out on social media itself the kind of difficulty that they have been facing. It's been flash floods in the hilly regions of Darjeeling without warning. Some people say the water came gushing in, though the IMD had been speaking about heavy rains in these regions. Still now, a lot of places have been completely inaccessible, even for the rescue workers. They're trying to, in fact, ensure that some of the roads that have been washed away, whether it can be made motorable by removing the silt as well as the rocks that have, in fact, accumulated on them because of the landslides. Also, in certain places, the bridges have been completely washed away, resulting in this kind of a situation where tourists have been stranded in large numbers as we speak. Well, news also coming in of a massive devastation in Duars, where nature has unleashed a brutal assault on one of India's most vital tea-producing regions. Overnight cloudbursts and relentless rains between Saturday and Sunday have hammered the tea belt, particularly in Banarat. Now, in just 12 hours, the Duars region was pounded by a staggering 350 millimeters of rainfall. Floodwaters from Bhutan have turned the crisis catastrophic, inundating nearly 30 tea estates.